my ear.
I'm not a professional, but if there's trees growed up around it, probably ain't a good one to start off with.
This is the first time this thing's been off jack stands in a minute.
Over 3 years ago, this father and son duo embarked on a remarkable journey together. The father, Dusty, wanted to rebuild a lost relic of its time, a 1966 F100.
Oh.
Dusty Mac wanted to build something that would honor the memory of his late father, but didn't want to build something stock.
We did it.
Or anywhere close to it for that matter. He wanted to build a gnarly street beast. What journey people choose to embark on is none of my business, to be honest, but I have to admit, I'm still unsure of why he chose to start with such a rusty, beat-up, old ratchet truck as his platform for this crazy of a build.
Kind of like a surgeon.
This video will show you why you shouldn't stop when things get hard. You should keep going, and when you're almost ready to quit, don't. If you stay the course, get a little dirty, little sweaty, spend a couple thousand, you will eventually build something amazing.
Well guys, we're back. Another video on my 66 F100. We're coming up on the final little touches where we can actually take this thing for a drive. Check out the last video. We made a one-off custom exhaust with an X-pipe, 90s, 180, crazy bends, and the exhaust is gonna land somewhere in here. And I had to order some more parts. Exhaust tips, voila. More V-bands and some short radius 90s. Let's get to cranking out some more progress. Getting too old for this. So really the next place to start is for the tips and where they're going to come out. Let's see how good we did and if this thing fits in here or not. We got a little room left to right, up and down to spare. Not much. That is if we did it like that. You know, and it's kind of beveled. We can do it like this, which will shoot it up a little bit, but it'll almost be like we'll have our side exit, but it'll kind of be shooting down at the ground, if you will. I really kind of like that, if I'm honest. There we go. That's...
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No. Going from here. Alright, so everything's tacked in place after using 35 hands to hold everything.
The next day.
Basically 3 inches up and about 7 to the center. So 3 up to the center and 7 over. Alright, so we replicated with the cutout and the measurements. 7 across to the center. There should be 3 up. And cut it out and position it. Use 38 hands to hold all 65 pieces. And then we might
What are we doing now?
right now we're letting 50 cent hold up $60.
Cool.
Because my DeWalt grinder decided to take a royal dump. But have no fear, because I have a second Harbor Freight Warrior. So this right here can jump in. It's your time to shine, little buddy. But, oh wait, there's a sanding disc on here. You need a special tool to get that off. Oh, check this out. I have said special tool. Oh wait, there's another problem. You know what?
What's that?
The other problem is, now that you take this off, the other problem is, hey bud, what did you do with your clampy majanger bobbies? We don't have them. Where'd they go? Not entirely sure. So, yeah. So where'd they go?
I don't know.
No telling. Nobody knows.
Probably back at Harbor Freight where you bought that thing.
No, it come with them. I just took them off when I tried to turn it into a one-trick pony. And got a gas jug if anybody needs that. So what would I have done with it?
Put it somewhere you don't know where it's going to be at.
I definitely put it somewhere I don't know where it's at. It's factual. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now the question is, how long do I want to spend looking for that, or do I want to try to go to the side of the truck for the pickaxe? Oh, found something here for you.
What's that?
That.
Oh, cool. Where do you think it's going to be?
I don't have a clue.
Try.
I'm about to try a motor swap, or like exhaust swap or something. These off of this one that decided to take a vacation day or whatever.
Did you find something out?
It might work in a pinch. It's not as tight as it really should be.
So basically what you're saying is this is as redneck as it gets.
That'll be fine. That'll work.
All you gotta tell it, that ain't going nowhere. Famous words.
It's going somewhere.
We about to find out. Basically what we got about to rip here, we got this about to go on that right there. That's what's about to happen. And that right there is manufactured by, well, him, and he decided to try to put something together. So we're about to see how it's gonna go.
Start. I'll use this blade for the corners, and I did those just so I could see a little better. If you could please act like you did this before. We just did it yesterday. that. We'll just pretend like we don't see that.
What you about to do?
Well, I'm gonna temporarily just kind of tack this together, because that is not a problem we're trying to solve for today. We're trying to get cool, shiny exhaust coming out of solid truck here, and that tiny little area there will be a nice little problem for future me, not today me. So I'm going to try to connect welder. I grinded a little spot to connect the welder to, and I'm going to try to tack just a little tacky tack so we can get back to the regularly scheduled programming. I'm going to try to tack that without blowing a hole straight through it and making the problem even worse. And this will, what I'm saying right now, will not come back to bite me future in this video. Yeah.
Cool.
Perfect. Nothing like the sound of good sheet metal.
Solid now, boys.
It's all one piece again now. That can be a problem for future me somewhere far, far, far. I'll get to it. I will get to that. But solid. Fixed. So now we're going to smooth this hole, get the tip in the hole in the most PG way possible. Start holding some stuff together, slicing and dicing. Yeah.
About to put this jewel right there. It's gonna take about 3,500 hands to hold every 96 pieces we about to have to hold. So, wish us luck.
So I got this tilting up, but we're hitting here. So I need to get this out of the way probably, and we can do some things.
Basically, he's saying we gotta do some chopping before we can do some blocking.
Something like that.
What you bringing out?
The old slice and dice here. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Some of y'all don't even know who that is. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, you know who that is?
Not a clue.
Yeah. I bet you know who Teletubbies is.
Yeah, they're ugly.
But you know who they are.
Yeah, but they're creepy.
They are creepy.
We about to do some slicing right here, boys. As soon as he figure out where he needs to go with this.
Now cutting in reverse, what's the problem? Let me get up here where I can do something with it.
He's about to break his back again. He gonna wake up. Why is my back hurting?
Alright, so I got one hanger installed there, another one installed there. Tips are out. Once I break down the exhaust to fully weld it, I will clearance around the tips more, because we will be coming back with a little heat shield made out of aluminum to go around those. But I think they turned out awesome. That was a whole lot of fun that I'd like to not talk about. So, as you can see, it is out. So let's talk about it. This is quite the masterpiece. I mean, I am proud of this, the symmetricalness of it, the curves, how they bend and flow. However, that wasn't fun, but hopefully the next part is I got everything clamped together to try to avoid any warpage so that this goes back in there. I may have to come back and add flex pipes in here, weld all the top sides, and flip it, weld the bottom sides. Yeah, so I should probably get going on that. Perfect.
Start it up.
Joints, 13 per side. So the pipe is 2.5 inches. The outer diameter in inches is it's almost 8 inches of distance that I welded in each joint. So you take basically 8 inches times 26. That's like 204 inches, or I think roughly 17 feet that I just welded. Not sure exactly what I had in mind as far as fun, but that was not fun. Yeah, but I feel confident that there is not a pinhole on here. That statement will not come back to bite me in the future, for sure. Okay, so all the joints are welded. Should give you guys a look. It's upside down now, but all the joints are welded. Now, can I get it back under the truck? Obviously, I have to take it apart. And I got to flip it back over. Without burning my hand. These are still warm, but they're not. So weight-wise, is it heavy? Yeah, it's pretty solid. Hear the cicadas? I apologize. And yes, I probably could use a mic. I'll get one at some point in the future, but right now I'm trying to crank out some work, and I don't want to come out here, make sure my mic's working. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. My son's helped me film some of these clips, and my daughter's helped me film some of these clips, but let me get this back in the truck. So, what's left? I want to try to bleed the coolant one more time. I topped off my power steering fluid because that thing was actually pretty much empty from where I pulled it from the junkyard. So got some fluid in that so we can top that off. And then really the only hold up, as long as the coolant bleeds and we don't run hot, fan's wired up. The only other hold up is this right here. Let me show you. You can see right those AN lines that's sitting right on the exhaust. That is coming from the transmission. That goes to my transmission cooler. So I need to secure those two up right there. This one, that's a fuel line, but I need to secure these two and get them off that exhaust. So we don't want no problems. We don't want no problems. Now, when I say test drive, I'm speaking loosely. Shakedown lap. We will not go out here and just be doing burnouts. Talking to me? Not talking to me. We won't do burnouts, maybe, with an S. This thing's been sitting. It's been sitting right here for just 2 years. Okay? Now, I just came down off the jack stands when we first got it on the Crown Vic chassis just to roll it, but this will be the first time this thing's rolled under its own power since we found this morning cleaning the windows. Check this out. Can you see? 83, expired 84, South Carolina. Now, the truck is rough, or was rough in a couple areas. But check out that window chrome. I mean, the window chrome or polish, plastic, I don't know, on the windshield wipers. I mean, look right here. Look at that right there. She'll polish right up, boy. So yeah, let me try to get those transmission lines secured and then we'll proceed. Okay, so you can see we got plenty of clearance. Now that is off the exhaust header, I'll show you down here. Got plenty of room there. Fuel line is right there near the chassis. And got it secured right here with a zip tie, right there with a zip tie, and then that's our fuel filter / regulator, and then up there is the transmission cooler. But like I said, I need to order some 6AN clamps. Alright, many minutes later, was about to get it started up and potentially go for our first test drive, and realized I didn't have no vacuum hose going from the little shift modulator on the TH350, so I had to run to the parts store and do that. Now we're ready to fire this jewel up, top off the trans fluid, and make sure that our coolant is bled, and the fan and all. The fan works, but make sure it don't overheat. Then we can get this thing to potentially driving. So the new oil pressure adapter and sensor is in, wired through the firewall. Got to tidy up those wires, and then there's the gauge, which at some point we will mount in here somewhere, but right now the main concern is just being able to have an accurate reading of the oil pressure.
The next day.
All right, back again. Today's project is we got to get those seats mounted in so we can go on our first test drive. No, I don't have to mount them to actually go on the first test drive, but it would be nicer to go on the test drive and not worry about flopping around. So this one elevated up on some pads, and I got a little rag to keep it off the back window. So obviously this one we need to come up some. Got some angle iron, 2 sticks of this angle iron, and I'll update you guys once I've made a little bit of progress. So I've been fitting this seat in and out, in and out, in and out. I got all my holes drilled. Now I'm going to bolt the seat in for the first time and see how the sliders and all work. Please wish me luck. This has been real fun out here by myself, trying to hold stuff in position by myself, so I've had to get pretty creative with, where I put everything and how to hold stuff in place. So I have some. So the sides is where I was talking about. Might come back right in there and do a little panel that kind of blocks off the bottom. See on this side what I'm talking about. Same thing, maybe right there. Piece of sheet metal, 3-4 inches tall, whatever. Now let's see if the slider works. can lock her there, or we can. So I think it's time to take this thing on its first drive. It's been off jack stands in a minute. Easy. She looks mean.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who made it to the end of the video. I appreciate the support. Obviously this truck, the shop truck build, has been a long time in the making. Plans have changed on it a bunch from where I originally started to now it's sitting on a Crown Vic with a 5.3 LS in it. What can I say about the test drive? I think it went awesome. Didn't run hot, had good oil pressure. There's a lot of noises. The back two tires are still rubbing, and I found out that the front two tires, where they bolt to the rotor, I guess you could say, mating surface, the rim itself is actually binding a little bit on the rim itself is actually binding on the bracket that holds your disc, your brake disc in. So that was actually causing the truck to kind of fight against itself, if you will. But that's one of the things you find out in the shakedown lap. This thing, it was the first time it moving under its own power since 1983, which is what we found the sticker on the front windshield. Appreciate my son's help. He's helped me do a lot on this truck, and if something ever happens to me, this truck will go to him. But changing subjects, I wanted to really push and get this truck on the road, get it to a point where I could just tinker on it here and there and not have to worry about the main part of the build. I am about to shift my focus back to my wife's 240Z. I'm not quitting on this, but I want to shift my focus back to the 240Z. So hopefully, I'm not going to put a time frame on it. Hopefully, you'll be seeing a video update on my wife's 240Z coming real soon. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and smash that like button. Help get the video out in the YouTube algorithm. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Dusty Mac is signing out. Peace out.